All right, we're live. Tapping Birdie Olympic Golf Week here with my good friend Jeff Feinberg. Jeff, how are you tonight? I appreciate you coming on as always.
Happy to join you. Happy to join you, Brian. I've had a busy day, but I'm like fired up to do this. I walked 18 in like the sweltering heat. My 5-year-old had a birthday party. I'm gonna sleep like a baby, but I am. Anytime you wanna chat it up, I'm happy to do it. I tell you, I had to reach out to you even a couple times recently to congratulate you on how many like just bullet like zingers into the gap you've been ripping on Twitter. Like you're like a player who's starting to actually hit some ball. Like you're hitting bombs these days too with
Yeah,
that
I'm
Scotland
I'm
stuff.
I'm
Like you are just finding your way. Like they're not. Yeah, those frozen ropes into the gap are now like going over the fence. So you're like fine. You're like tuning up your game quite well. I
I'm
commend you. Like
I'm
you
still waiting on my big check from Elon. Like we got a lot of views recently, and I haven't gotten the check from Elon just yet. So I'm saving up for it. I'm hoping it's over, 40, $50. But I'm waiting for that check because that'll
the
be
check should
hopefully
be
a nice
coming.
one.
You're hitting it.
Should be
You're
coming.
hitting. I know I don't mean to put air. Like I'm not trying to put air in your tires, but I don't know. I think you've been killing it on Twitter. Like
No, I appreciate that, Jeff.
yeah,
It's one of the few things I'm good at is tweeting. So
you've
like
come
if
like a long way. I think in golf Twitter from people being like, "Who's this guy that's just betting like Louis all the time? Like what's what's this guy's story? Like he's just betting Louis. He's live betting Louis. He's just smashing Louis. Like yeah, now like I said, you're just." I don't know. I don't know who's getting more base hits than you these days.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying. We're trying to get the views up, trying to get the content up. Major season is over. Unfortunately, golf has kind of died down a little bit, but we do have obviously a unique event this week. I didn't do a 3M Open pod. I didn't fully recap the Open Championship in which Xander Schauffele won and became a two-time major champion. Like yourself, I always think about everything in a betting perspective. I think what happened with Xander is one of the funniest things to happen in golf betting history. Every single person that bet on golf has bet Xander 25-1 to win a major in the past 2-3 years. And it was like a good bet. It was like a solid bet. It was something you could feel comfortable with. It was at a palatable number at 22-28-1. And he might have given you some sweat sometimes or just finished T8 after being completely uncompetitive. But for him to be a two-time major champion and to win at 12-1 both times is just truly the irony of all ironies.
I mean, I might be, I don't know that I'd be the league leader, but the graveyard of Xander tickets for major championships in the last like four, maybe 5 years, other than like the true Xander, like hardo truthers, I'd be right up there. Even the players this year, Brian.
That's why I'm mad. That's
the
why I'm mad because he didn't win the Players Fest.
And he would like I bet him at the Players and the Masters this year. And after the Masters, where like it was just a Scotty runaway, I shouldn't have held any bad. It was just like, you know what? I'm just done. Like I am done. And then I had Bryson at the PGA who missed him by whatever. That doesn't matter. Like we all have our own little bad beats in our head, but yeah, we've all had the graveyards, and I will give the shout out. I mean, obviously some people were there, like, our boy Gannon was in on it. I wouldn't call him like a true like data bro, but I throw my shots, like specific, not to make it about anything else, but like a guy like Rufus, the hard data guys didn't abandon Xander.
Rufus loves
because the data always showed you, like, yeah, I'll take my guy at 12-1. He's always going to be in the, like, like if you show up enough times, you're bound to win one. I mean, Rory, like, other than I guess Rory, and it's really just started to break his way. But yeah, the only people that really seem to be on him, especially again, were like the hardened data guys, like data or die types that were just like, no, the data says this guy can answer every question on a test and he's always in the mix. That's, the data always pointed to him, and those guys didn't abandon him in the outright. So credit to all those guys.
And I think another thing that's a bit frustrating, just from a pure gambling perspective, is that his odds decreased dramatically, but it's not like he won. It's not like he won the Players before. Like usually when these guys go from that 25-1 to that 14-1 range, you have to win a few tournaments.
And it was off a Wells Fargo gag where like he was up 4 or 5 on Rory. It's not just then there was like the Wells Fargo. It's like, I'm not betting this guy at the major. He just got chased. Like no elite player gets chased down. I don't know. Like Rory can go nuclear there, but yeah, it's just everything added up to like, I'm just done. Congratulations to the guys who did it. And then the fact that he did it, I think it was just red ink. I don't like, not that we didn't think he could win, but it's like, like he's going to win 2 majors in a year. Yeah. It's almost like I felt guilty after the fact of like, I probably looked right through him at the Open in the same way. If we talked about him about a goal, be like, is this summer going to be that good? Like I'm almost fading him because like in the sense like no way is he going to like
win 2 majors.
Win everything. Yeah. But
so to you, what was a more impressive major victory, Valhalla or the Open?
The Open, I think, was the most impressive win in golf this year.
I disagree. He was kind of going up against. He was kind of going up against some stinkers. He didn't have
not a ton like Scott. I'm just trying to think. The Open,
Scotty at the like Players was probably the most impressive one of the year.
Which one, Scotty Memorial or
no?
Players?
Scotty Players, probably.
Yeah,
but like with Xander, like he went out and got it 100%. But there was a real moment where Tristan Lawrence was leading the Open and looked like he could win, and the other 2 guys were kind of older journeymen like Billy Ho and J. Rose. I'm not taking anything away from the victory. I just thought the PGA with the guys that were coming at him and how low he had to go on that Sunday to win and the names at that leaderboard, I feel like Valhalla was a more impressive victory than the Open.
I think he might have made 1 bogey on the weekend in that Open Championship where we saw really good golfers make so many big numbers. Brian, on the Sunday, he didn't have a par putt outside 2 feet.
That was the best stat I've ever seen.
That's the craziest shit ever. Like, imagine if you bet him, you didn't have a stress-free anything. And okay, to your point, like, he took it, and he, like, in some ways did what, like, there was, once he grabbed it, there was no one there, so it was kind of an anticlimactic finish in a way that there's almost like a universe where Rory's like, how come when I grab a tournament, like, no one's there? Like, Bryson holds on when Xander's able to do it, everyone sort of wilts. I guess it's debatable, but just like his lack of bogeys all week was so impressive. That's why.
Yeah, and like, statistically, it's harder to shoot the scoring shot at Troon than at Valhalla. I just thought to go out and win your first major and have to go low. Usually you don't have to go low in the final round to win a major. I thought that was a little bit more impressive just for his first major. So I guess the next debate, and, this will obviously be settled kind of, more down the year, but I guess there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Who do you think had the better season? Whose season would you rather have? Who was the player of the year, Scotty or Xander? Because I don't think there's really any world in which it's Xander.
At this moment, I would still vote for Scotty. I can respect like the argument where you're just like majors or bust. Like if that's your calculator in this modern golf, it's hard to argue that you should have a different calculator. But the way like Xander, with what happened at the Players and Wells Fargo, to me are kind of indictments on the player of the year. Like Scotty, he had one moment. He missed a 6-footer versus Jaeger. Thank God. I want to bet. It's really like one moment the entire year. So that would be it. I think this gold medal, even though I don't think it's supposed to count for voters, I think they're human and it won't not count if one of them wins, and the FedEx Cup. But right now I'm voting for Scotty still.
I think, and again, no one hates Scotty more than me. I think people are like forgetting that he won a freaking major this year. It's not like he didn't. I know it was the Masters, but it's not like the guy didn't put on a green jacket and win 5 other PGA Tour events and win events that no one expected him to win at the Heritage and the Travelers. Like, I understand, 2 versus 1, but to me, and he won a fucking players. That's half a major. Like, what Scotty did outside of the majors this year is truly unbelievable. He was the man to beat every single tournament. And I know he didn't have a good US Open, but to me, season ends right now.
And he got arrested. Like, that was awesome.
I don't
He'll play well in the future, always.
I don't think Scotty looks at the year and goes, I really let some things slip away. Like, he won every single time he was in the mix, other than Houston, and he got a freaking major. I think the next stepping stone for Scotty, as funny as it says, but he needs to win another major that's not the Masters.
Of course.
And I think he's kind of getting to a zone where he has his courses. He's played them a bunch of times before. He's going to fucking dominate. And that's why I think this week at, Le Golf National is a really good test, because I know it's dumb and most people haven't, but he still hasn't won at a course he's never played before multiple times. And I think that's a knock on Scotty at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's a fair criticism. I feel like I made that in sort of the case for Xander, or sort of even ranking the value of the major wins. It's like, okay, you love this course. You've won here before. It's the Masters. It's the coolest tournament. You seem to own that thing, but it's been the fact that last year we had his stats were so crazy. It's like, oh my God, he didn't win a major playing a statistical Tiger Woods. And then this year, after winning the Masters, when it's like, to think that the rest of the year finished and he didn't win another major is kind of like, whoa. And that just shows how high we regard him and how the odds. You can't
just win 2 majors in a year. I know Xander just did it, but it doesn't happen often. But
next year, Brian, he'll really be on, we'll really put him on a clock if he doesn't win a non-Masters next year. In some weird way, we're always asking these guys to prove more, even from the guys that haven't proved it to the guys that have proved so much. We're always like, you've got to, in the same way, Brooks, it's like, okay, enough with this PGA Championship US Open bullshit, pal. Yeah. Let's see you go win one of the other majors. We always put these guys on the clock or on some barometer. And Scotty, if he doesn't bring home one of the others next year, the questions will be louder than little podcasts.
Yeah, no, I agree. We both watched some Live Golf this week. It was on at a good time, early morning, Saturday and Sunday. I'm around, I'm not doing anything. Paul Casey was kind of mixing. I turned it on. It was probably the most Live I've watched. I know you were watching, you were tweeting through it. You had a ROM ticket. Where I guess PGA Tour guys, I definitely am, I definitely prefer the PGA Tour. I definitely shit on Live all the time. I'm not saying any of that. What were your overall thoughts on Live as a product? Did you enjoy your time watching it? What did you actually think of the broadcast? What did they do right? What did they do wrong?
Well, I hate the team stuff. And I really don't like shotgun start, especially if you're just watching on Sunday. I get how shotgun start, it's like a nice idea for the people going in a way, but from an actual watching it, I really don't like it. You like to feel and you like to feel out the rounds better. And at some points you're seeing those holes, but it's just not the same. I know I mentioned I hate the team stuff, but I really hate the team stuff. I hate it.
When they're showing Caleb Surratt on Sunday, they're like, he has a par putt to maintain a 3-stroke lead for the Legion 13. Is that what you hate about it? Or you just think it's dumb that it's even
I think it's so stupid. And I don't even think they do it properly. They should be playing alternate shot. If it's team, I want to see team, but not this, we're on a team. I don't care. I don't like any of that. I think the broadcast isn't bad. Like they just are firing shots at you. And I don't know
I
that they would do that if they actually were on a network that they like were happy to be on. And that's just talking honestly. Like the fact that they probably don't have a lot of commercial sponsors or partners, there's just nothing else to show but shots. But I think they do that quite well. So I'll give them that. It's always refreshing to tune in and listen to Faraday. The courses are interesting. I will give them that. Like this past week, I'm a sucker for a quirky parkland golf course, so I enjoyed that. But I don't know. I make this joke a lot, and it usually plays for me, Brian. But watching live, it feels like like you're having dinner with your stepmom. Like it just like it not like it just you're not
like the
mom like
golfers are good.
yeah,
They're
the
good.
golfers
There's
are
just
good.
something
You're in a
off.
nice house. Your dad's done well for himself. He's probably upgraded over your mom in terms of looks and age, but I don't know, it doesn't feel right. But you love your cousins on that side and your aunts and uncles, so you always want to like see them, but you're never gonna say I love you, mom, like because
Yeah.
they fucked up your family. And I just
Yeah.
say that selfishly. But yeah, that's that. And honestly, I bet on Rom. I bet him also to win the Open Championship. Brian, crying after winning Live UK is such fucking bullshit. Like that's such, and I've bet Rom to win a gold medal. I don't know, like that. I think is so. I don't know what the right word is. I'd probably be insensitive to say it, but that's bullshit. Majors, you can cry. Your first win on the PGA Tour or a real tour, you can cry. Or a win after like someone close to you is passed or is sick, you can cry. And if those are things that happened, I'm sorry. Like I don't know. But I just mean in general, to cry after winning on Live, I think is so. It just turned me off so much.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean
not
that.
great. It's not great. And
And like, and then to spin it like you doubt, like there were doubters. Like, shut up! You're John Rahm. You took 400 Billy and you're 400 Millie and played like Russell Henley up until
it was
Sunday
like
this year.
Rom winning is a true poo-poo in the potty situation. Like, yeah, you should win in a 50-man field where 20 of them are completely irrelevant. You're John freaking Rahm. You won 4 times on the PGA Tour last season. He had to win. It was eventually going to happen. I thought it was a good spot for him. His game's kind of trending into the right spot. But to me, I didn't think the broadcast was that great. I thought they do a lot of storytelling and these like stories on random things that happened.
Yeah.
And like there are commercials and it's not just constant. They miss guys. It's not a perfect broadcast. I enjoy watching it, but unless your guy is, top 2, like final group firmly in the mix, they'll definitely miss some shots.
Yeah.
And I know you can track it or whatever, but I didn't think from an actual viewing sweating situation, it was like exceptionally better than the PGA Tour.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of mistakes. Like Rom hit a ball into it was the hole before he missed the 3-putt, so 16, and they didn't even know where his ball was. Like
they do miss
like,
that shit too. Exactly.
They had no idea.
They like
miss
like, it. It's like clunky. It's like where is this?
And that was even the camera. But yeah, I don't know. Like Ian Baker Finch is like if you actually follow. It's like having like Charles Tillman or something call your favorite team's NFL game, having to like listen to Ian Baker Finch. Like, I don't know. No offense to the guy, but there's a lot of like mistakes. He doesn't know guys scores. He's clearly just not putting in the work, I think, for the modern situation. So there's a lot of issues with PGA Tour broadcasts, I think, and I like all the guys that do it, but and I'm not even thinking it's easy, but there's some times where it's like, whoa, man, like guy made a boat. Yeah.
IBF definitely makes a lot of different mistakes, but no, I will watch Live going forward. I think it's very hard to handicap, to be completely honest. I haven't had a lot of success with it. Like, I just think it's tougher to get a card in the mix on Live than, a regular PGA Tour event. But, I make jokes about it and everything, but like, it still is a decent product. And I do think, it is, the sports washing is working. I mean, when was the last time anyone actually brought up real concerns about the Saudis? Like, and people don't even talk about the negotiations anymore. Like, I just feel like we're at a weird point with the two tours that I don't really know if they're going to come together, to be completely honest.
And I believe when John Rahm signed, he thought he would be some sort of linchpin in making a deal happen, right?
Yeah.
I believe I think he's probably shocked at how far apart they still are, as I think a lot of people at this moment. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to watch it. Like, there's no way I'm going to start my Friday, like, watching Live. If, like, the leaderboard's playing my way, or in some cases it's, like, really entertaining, which it has a chance to be, because, like, anytime, even that first event of the year, like Sergio versus Neiman in a playoff.
Yeah, that was
like,
great. That was awesome.
I didn't even have money on that. Like, that's, like, I'll watch that. On the moon, I would watch those two guys battle it out in a playoff. And that, they had a great leaderboard this past weekend with Rahm and Hatton and
Neiman, Cam Smith.
Neiman, Casey, a few other guys, and obviously like Ogletree's a young guy, so it was a bit of that David v. Goliath, like getting hunted. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm on and off, but also I guess it depends on the week.
If the PGA Tour, if they're both on at the same time, I'm gonna watch the PGA Tour. Yeah. But that's why I think, and again, it doesn't really make sense, but Live should be Thursday through Saturday. I would rather watch the final round of Live than Saturday of the PGA Tour for most weeks if it's not like a massive thing. Like, I will watch it, if it's not on with the PGA Tour, and even sometimes if it is for whatever reason. Like,
they should almost play. Yeah, I think that would be smart. Why? I guess it'd just be for their live crowds. I guess you want to play on the weekend. Yeah. There's way too much golf on TV, period, and they all play at the same time. It's a really weird sport.
Yeah.
I know in like other sports, like you can't really because the NBA has like an ownership interest in the WNBA, but the women's, like, I'll never watch a women's major over the John Deere. Like, I'll always watch the men play. I'll never watch like a US Am even if the men are playing like the worst field of the year. Like, I never will. And the PGA Tour and their schedule, like, it's unrelenting. And they do that so they have like a hold, and it's just like appointment viewing. So we all know, like, Saturday, Sunday, before dinner time, like, it's on, right? Like, there's never a question. And that consistency, like the evening news being there on the weekend, sort of like that's something that maybe they really they feel they need to hold on to. But like, no one comes up for air in the golf world. There's always golf on TV nonstop. The events happen over each other. I mean, no wonder like no one can grow in some respects.
No, definitely makes sense. We have the Olympics this week. We only get it every 4 years, even though it was only 3 years ago the last time we saw it. We have some big names, small field at Le Golf National, home of the French Open and the 2018 Ryder Cup. Overall, what are your thoughts on the format? Should they change the format? Is this the right thing? To me, it is, because it's hard enough for the gold medal to mean anything. If it was some team event or some mixed event, I wouldn't give any credence to winning a medal, because you could win a medal because your teammate's good or your country is just a lot better 2v2 versus another one. I think the only way an Olympic gold medal matters if it's stroke play, 72 holes. So I personally like it for it being an actual career accolade.
You don't think if it was match play, you don't think it would it would matter less?
I think it would. I don't think I guess the overall question is, do you view Xander's and Justin Rose's career any differently that they won a gold medal? Does it matter? Because I don't feel like it's been brought up. I feel like Justin Rose's Pebble Beach win is brought up more than his Olympics gold medal.
I would disagree with that. And I think Justin did a great job. And sort of loving the fact that he won that gold medal. And I'm of the belief that the medal will matter. I believe it will hold like a Brian, the FedEx Cup, I think, is approaching year 18. When we are outside of after this Olympics, and then we go to and then we go to LA, and then we go to Australia. The Olympic gold medal will mean so much more than the FedEx Cup does after it's through 18 years. I guarantee you, the FedEx Cup is a fart in the wind for golf fans. At least casual sports fans like our majors. Golf fans don't even like the FedEx Cup. It doesn't resonate a second with a standard sports fan. They don't give a shit about it. This Olympic gold will grow. I mean, it will grow. It will be a friend to everyone's legacy. The only person who it can't help at the moment is Rory McIlroy. And that's probably a separate story. He's the only person who can win this week. And we'll all go, yeah, but everyone else in the
but he'll make it seem like he won a major.
Yeah, he will. He will. In the same way he needs to glad hand how important the FedEx Cup is because he's won a few of those.
Where were you when Harry and I won the fucking FedEx Cup, bro? I mean, where were the critiques then?
There is no way. There is no, I mean, in terms of money, the FedEx Cup, you can't compare it. In terms of what your wife wants you to win, probably the FedEx Cup. It's worth like 30 million. The Olympics is going, dude, they're going to play Riviera. Like, then they're going to go to Royal Melbourne or something. Buddy, this thing is going to be...
all the Olympics in Australia in 8 years?
Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah, that's sick. Royal Montreal, like, that is absolutely sick. That's one of the best courses.
So I actually believe in time the Olympic gold medal is going to carry as... It's literally going to be more valuable than winning whatever the FedEx.
So are you okay with the format then?
I don't mind the format. I think it's still a baby. So they probably have to find ways to maybe tinker the field. But the Olympics is weird like that. The field can never be perfect because I'm sure there's the fifth best American sprinter is probably way better than like the guy who made it from another country, but the American couldn't even get in because he's blocked out on the talent of his own team.
But that's the same thing that happens in golf. I think it's very comparable to other sports where American can. I actually don't fucking know about track, but like they can overtake so many people.
So the field, like it's a straight, like there's some insane people in this field, but I do believe that this, I do believe that it's going to be. I do believe this is going to it's going to be worth something on the legacy. And like I said, I'm convinced by the time they're through Australia, like Brian, we are almost 2 full decades into the FedEx Cup. No one gives a shit. Golf fans don't care. So regular sports fans certainly don't care. Golf season probably already ended for most people after the Open Championship. And they might find it interesting if they put NBC on Sunday morning and see that
what's more important to your legacy, a Players Championship or a gold medal?
Okay, I originally thought it could be close, but it's the Players. On a Monday morning, thinking about it, it was like, because it's like there's going to be so few of them. But really, in hindsight, and the Players in totality, we don't know what's going to happen with the live stuff in the future. The Players is like decades of being a preeminent tournament. We have 3 years with live, bringing it down like a bit. Yeah. We like to think at some point they'll figure some of that stuff out so the true best players can maybe get in it. But the Players in most respects is arguably, in terms of a field, the hardest tournament to win of the year. So I may have said something on Monday that
Did you guys talk about that on your show, Players or Olympics?
Well, because I was sort of making this case that I believe that this will have legacy implications. Now, I do say what I'm about to say. Like, I can throw stones in my argument because had Rory Sabatini won the last gold medal, I don't think I can sit here and argue for potential legacy implications on the gold medal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the fact that now that I sit here, we've had 2 of these great champions. And the way Rose like embraced winning gold, like carried around with him anywhere. It was maybe in like the annoying Rose stage, but I've gone like full circle on Rosie. I love him. I love him. What a lad. So yeah, if Rory Sabatini won the last gold, maybe like this doesn't even become a thought, and it's as fragile an argument as that, right? Maybe it is, but I believe we're going to get a great champion this week, and then like we're going to 2 gold. It started with the Zika shit and guys didn't want to play. And now we see guys regretting that they didn't play. But if you were a young guy wanting to start a family, like that was a scary situation. And then the COVID Tokyo, like
no one was there.
So like I said, like I think we're going to be in a golf mad LA, Riviera. Then we're going like they're not like Royal Melbourne. I believe it's Royal Melbourne. So if I'm misspoken, but like that's like their Augusta National.
Yeah.
Like guys playing for a gold medal at Royal Melbourne. By the time we're through LA and Australia, I'm telling you, this gold, I don't even question its place versus a FedEx Cup. I don't think it'll ever be worth a play.
Well, I hope
overspoke.
I hope there's still Twitter around. I hope there's still Twitter around so you can Vic lap it like that. I would hope that is the case.
But Rory's the only guy. Rory can win this thing this week. Like if Tommy wins this thing, we're not going to be like, yeah, but you've never won on the PGA or you've never won a major. Everyone's just going to be so happy for Tommy and for Finno and all of that. If Rory wins, he's the only guy who will take shrapnel for winning this gold medal. It'll be but
you missed the 3-footer to win the Open. Who do you like this week, Scotty or Xander? I think Xander's due for a little bit of a letdown, and I think this is a great course for Scotty. Like, I'm genuinely very worried about Scotty. I'm definitely dual forecasting some bets with Scotty because I don't really see a world in which he doesn't absolutely fuck on this course.
It's got to be Scotty, but it's not even about the stats. There's obviously the course fit. I look at it in this insane point of view in that Scotty's just due, and there's no way Xander's like this pure. Like there's running good, and then there would be whatever the F it would mean to pull that off, right? And truly like barnstorm the player of the so that's almost like how I would cap that. Is like Scotty just feels due, and there's no way Xander's like running that pure.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know what to expect of Xander this week. I would honestly, I hate to say it, I would be surprised if he medals. I think that he won the Open. You know, he already has a gold medal.
Exactly, right?
I just can't see him keep.
I would like to say, because I love that DeGen is in the chat, and I love the fact that he you can it's totally fair to question like the Olympic legacy of it. And like I said, if Sabatini won gold, I'm not even making this argument. Like I'm probably not even making it, but there is maybe an element of like, there is no money on the line. Like it's a very awkward week. Like what sort of like you could all like would live guys like want to play for free for anything? Like, that's just a joke because I've actually bet one and considering another, but that's a lot to probably consider in some respects. But, I don't know, whoever's just playing hot, it's going to, if you're in the mix, you're going to play your ass off the medal. Like, it's going to mean a lot, I think.
I'm completely out on Rory. I genuinely think he's going to have some scar tissue after the U.S. Open. I think he's going to be a little bit more shaky on putts. And I don't know if it's a great course for him in general. So I'm fading Rory this week. Like I might even target him in some matchups. Like I'm kind of out on him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably, take plus money on Morikawa to beat him. Or
I would as well. I like that matchup a lot.
Right. I wouldn't be shocked if he won. I'll be rooting for him if it's not against a bet of mine. I'll have no action on him to win. It'll be interesting to see how the course plays, because in some ways it reminds me of like almost what we get with what we like, the Heritage. They always go to the Heritage a lot of years. We get a score, and now they go with like an elevated event field,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, I don't care how the Heritage used to play. Like these guys just play golf when this amount of like super elite players are here. It's bound to play a bit of it's bound to play differently or score differently because the field is so different. So I have a hard time even quantifying the past tournaments here, and they say Ryder Cup conditions. It's nothing like that. So I don't really know what to make of it. But yeah, I would probably fade. You could fade Rory with a whole slew of guys.
Yeah,
like Rahm and Colin. And if you wanted to lay I mean, I don't know, Xander, you didn't seem in on that. But yeah, there's a few guys you could probably get even or plus money on.
Yeah, we might target that. Do you have any FOMO on Colin? Because he makes so much freaking sense this week. I think this is a really, really good course for him. I think it's more positional than distance. A lot of wedges. Got to be a really good ball striker. Not going to have to, make a zillion putts. I think Colin is obviously due. He hasn't won in America in a long time. He might be an overseas guy. His last 3 wins were outside of America. The last time he won in America was actually at the concession course a really long time ago. I don't know. I just feel like all year we've all been waiting for that Colin breakthrough to happen. And he kind of gets in the mix and he just kind of has like a really solid T6 finish. And I just don't know if I want to pay up for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of going through that debate right now. I think if I didn't come into the week with a couple bets, I probably would have bet him at the 12-1. He makes a lot. You said it, like he makes a lot of sense. This just seems like the perfect Morikawa course. I know you're trying. I joked earlier about like we're playing armchair psychologist in the sense of like no one's getting paid. It's a totally different sort of week. I think he really, not to say other guys don't want it, but he's desperate to get off the mat in some ways. And I think like I'd almost bet him to be top American. If you wanted to pick on Scotty in some ways, I love calling this week. I haven't finalized a card and I haven't really been firing bets because it's either betting Colin or betting like 2.5 other bodies for the
that are losers and probably will win.
I don't know though, because for me, one of those guys is Tommy Fleetwood, and he's just as big of like a no-winner. More of a no-winner. That's actually an insult.
What's your case for Rahm? Are you worried about the emotional letdown from JCB?
Well, my case for Rahm is on Friday. I bet it. Well, he was like being like true ceiling John Rahm. I bet it at 18-1.
Okay.
I had already bet him to win that live event. So I'm like, well, I'm expecting him to win this live event. And then when he does that, this will happen to the number. So, and now he might have a little bit of confidence. He led live in greens and reg at Valderrama, which is like, you can argue what that means, but that's a hard course. And there's a lot of good players in that field. At least a handful of them, 2 handfuls, 2.5, 3, 4 handfuls. And then he played well at the Open, despite maybe being in the worst leg of the weather draw and not birdieing a single par 5 for the week, which we know is like John freaking Rahm. And then I thought he played beautifully at a quirky parkland course that certainly it's no Le Golf National, but it did ask a lot of like precision at times and being very precise both off the tee and in approach. So I don't know how well of a course fit Le Golf National is for John Rahm, but he seems to be finding his groove. And I trust him if he's in it for Xander or Rory or Scotty. Like, to me, John Rahm's best is sometimes
these guys
right
just
there
get hot.
Better. So
sometimes these guys just win a bunch of events in a row. So I could see it with Rahm. Are you in or out on Ludwig? What's your state of the union on Ludwig? I know we kind of have different opinions.
I'm out. Well, like, here's the thing. I've had maybe not like clear eyes, because I'm a bit of a fanboy, but I didn't have to like ask the same questions as everyone else did through like major season because I had huge futures. Now then at the first 3, and then it got to the Open Championship, And while I might feel differently about Ludwig than you do, Brian, I had no interest in betting him at that Open Championship number. Like not a chance. And I love the kid and think he's going to win everything. And he will have to win that first major under 20-1.
Yeah.
And he'll be there. He won't move in the same way Xander really never moved. Right? So he's, and he's going, like he will do it, but you're going to have to be like really cocky when you want to like pick the exact moment he's going to do it. And I'm a big enough sucker. Maybe I will try, but I don't know. Like, I'm not betting him. I knew his number would drift because I hadn't really seen anyone bet him this week. It hasn't gotten too far out of sync. He does seem course proof and hits it long and straight, and he's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot for him. I just think it's tough with the number. I feel like, again, I don't mean to talk badly about your guys. I think people, for whatever reason, are like heavily overrating Tommy Fleetwood's form right now. Like, I don't even think he's playing that good of golf.
He's not striking it well. You're not wrong. I don't know what.
Like, since the Masters when he finished T3, what is his best finish, do you think?
Okay. All I can, especially after really letting people down at the Open who bet him, I almost just think so many people in our orbit, Brian, like pegged him to win this gold medal 2 months ago, and they're just not wanting to move off that. But he's not hitting it as well as you would hope. He's not hitting it well enough for a guy's odds to get shorter through the week.
Yeah. Like, he finished 15th at the Travelers and 13th at the Wells. Those are his best finishes. Like, he just had a bunch of like average finishes, like T25 and a 60.
He's not
doing anything crazy right now.
He's not striking it as well as Tony Finau is at the moment, who's not even in the field. I don't really know. It annoys me because I like him and I'm part of the problem. Because clearly, like, he is an overrated golfer in the betting markets for a guy that's, won a lot of tournaments, ironically, around the world, and we're around the world, and it's a world event. But in the same way, if Noren's 30, then of course Tommy's got to be 20.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree. I like Tom Kim this week. If I don't bet Colin, I'll bet Tom Kim. I like that he played this course in the fall at the French Open. He obviously was prepping for this specific event. I think there is a case to be made that he kind of peaked earlier in the year at the Travelers. Hasn't really been that great since, but I think this is a good spot for him. I like that he saw it. I also like Lowry. Very accurate driver of the ball. I think it's a good course fit. I think he cares about winning a medal and everything. I like those guys kind of mid-tier. Are you buying these Hovland drift 28-30-1 on Victor Hovland and small man field?
No. Like,
you think he's broken?
Yeah, he's gonna need to go back. I'm not betting it. I think he's really can't wait for the season to end. Like, in the same way I can't wait for like Blue Jays season to end. Like, maybe there's a moment of brilliance in there, but he's just all over the map.
You think he caught lightning in a bottle at the PGA Championship, and that was just a flash in the pan, and that was it for the year? He's not going to have another holy shit Victor Hovland's back moment.
There probably won't be a warning sign when he wins, right? Like, there's a chance that he just wins, like, without like a buildup, because he's that good. But,
yeah, I want to be in because the number is very enticing. Like, the number is very good, and you can feel good about it. I just think he's going to burn you more often than not, which is obviously what happens in golf betting. But I'm a little bit tempted by the number, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been tempted by a lot of Victor numbers this year, and I've bet a few and felt like a fool. I won't bet him. You did mention someone else who I did bet. I said I had 2 futures, and they're really the only bets that I've still made. And because I don't know whether I'm going to bet Colin or like another body and a half. But it was Tom Kim 40-1.
Nice, great bet.
Yeah, like Tom Kim. I thought it'd be a summer of Tom Kim, and we were close at the Travelers. I think that was, but yeah, I just like Tom Kim. I felt that one for a bit. Played it early. I'm happy to have it.
Can Noren win?
Yeah, I guess. But like, I wouldn't bet it. I'm kind of mad at myself because when I was looking and played those futures, even as early as Friday, I saw Noren 60. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll come back around on that. And it was gone in the same way like the ROM number was gone, but at least I played that one. That was gone. I'm not betting Alex Noren at this number, as I mentioned it, and it goes to Tommy as well. Like, I don't know. You could argue in some ways having, like, I don't know how it's going to play versus those weeks. And I don't know if Noren can beat a field that has these 12 guys in front of him. And when Noren won here, he was playing the absolute, like, best of Noren's career. It would be like telling me going to a course that Jordan Spieth has won at, Brian, and being like, Jordan Spieth won here in 2018. Be like, okay. Now, Grant Noren's hitting it lovely, and I wish his number was normal because I'd probably love to make a prop on.
I like him first round leader.
On him to medal or something, and he is like, he does have the play type that works here. That's won here, but again, I don't know what that means when all these great players are here.
I agree. It's just because it's the Olympics and it's a random no-cut event doesn't mean guys like Noren and Tommy are going to beat the best players in the world, which they consistently have.
And it also, like, the skill set that won the French Open, like, if they're saying the rough is down, like, the field strength at the top was never this at the French Open.
Yeah.
So, someone could bully the shit out of it, but I'm just saying, I think there's a question that it might, it might not be as perfect of a lane for those guys. That being said, he does seem to have the prototype for the course, but he will not be a player. Like, if I pass on Colin Morikawa, it will not be for fucking Alex Noren. I'll be so happy for him if he wins.
Yeah,
but I'm not betting.
Yeah. I bet Sepp Straka 50. I really like that play. I've liked him here for a while. I bet Straka a ton. I bet him at the Open. I've been on him a decent amount, so I kind of want to see it through. First round leader in Tokyo. Everyone remembers that. But he is a very accurate driver of the ball. He's a really good ball striker. I think this is a good course for him. Can I see him winning? No, I really genuinely can't. But to medal, I like that. 50-1. Maybe he gives me a sweat, but I think the way Sepp Straka has been playing is good. I also bet Ben on 75-1 on FanDuel. I think that's a very solid number. 55, I feel less good about. But again, this is a ball striker's course. He's played a lot on the DP World Tour. He's a great ball striker. He's been playing solid, like nothing crazy, but he's been doing some things. And I think 75-1 is a solid play on Ben on. So I like that.
Yeah. So to the Sepp thing specifically, my boy Pat Mayo made a great point. And when we were discussing Noren on the show and his numbers, like, how could you bet Noren over Sepp?
Yeah.
In some respects, like getting 20, 30 more points. Like Sepp has shown, be it PGA National or in Memphis, like he can take these high hazard courses and go nuclear at times. He's mixed, not fully, but in some like really premium events. So yeah, I totally like that Sepp shout. Ben Ann, that's more of I mentioned he's a guy I might find myself doing something with in like a prop market. Maybe like
didn't like his tweet this morning saying there should be more medals. Doesn't seem locked in.
I don't know what that means. There should be more medals.
He was saying like there should be more golf events to win medals at. Kind of like participation trophy-esque.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. You want to turn like golf into swimming or like track and field, and we can do like 7-iron, 6-iron, pitching wedge, like putting contests. I don't know.
It didn't seem like he was there like, I'm going to kick some fucking ass and win this gold medal. But I don't think that Ben Allen's that type of guy. I genuinely think Sony Open was his chance to win. I don't know if he'll ever have another opportunity like that again in Hawaii. No one cares about golf, and he's still going to do it. So I have my real concerns about Ben Allen winning, but 75-1, whatever, I'm in. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, no, he seems like he'd be lovely here. Right? He's like a poor man's priced Corey Connors, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same path. Because I do think Connors should get around here lovely, but I don't want to bet a guy who's like only won the Valero Texas Open twice.
Any longer shot guys you like? Dietz, Clark,
yeah,
Day, Guido.
So to actually win, probably not. But the guys that I'll probably to do something with or invest in some ways. You mentioned Ben on Guido. Here's the question. I mean this. I don't know. Answer I like as well, maybe for a prop or something. I think he should just like that player type.
Yeah, I think it's a good course.
If you're investing in that player type, then I think Answer has a high end. There could be maybe something there that works for him. I've seen so much Guido love this week, and I mean, he's won here, and you're paying a real premium on the other guys who have won here, and he's in great form. But are people betting him? Oh, sorry, I just literally my self-diagnosed Tourette's there for a moment, Brian. Are people just betting him because they're the Guido fanboys, or do they?
I don't know. I'm
surprised he's going to play well, and I genuinely don't know. And I'm friends with some of these people. I mean that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with Guido. I'd say he has zero chance to win. But he did win recently on DP, I think.
Yeah, the Italian. No, not the.
He won something. But honestly, the more I'm going down the board, the more it's tough for me to really think any of these guys can win. Not a hot take. It's probably going to be a top guy. I feel after doing this, I feel more confident in betting Colin and having a top dog because I don't know. I just think it's not a normal usually the 20 to 30 range is something you can feel comfortable with on the PGA Tour. I don't know if I feel that way this week.
I agree. It's probably going to be a top dog.
Probably going to be a top dog. Jeff, can I ask you as a Canadian, and then we'll get out of here, how much do you enjoy the American political discourse?
I like it.
As an outsider, not being able to vote, it's not your country, but you are kind of an American Canadian. I don't know if anyone's ever called you that or if that's a thing. What are your thoughts on you enjoy looking in on American politics?
Yeah, listen, we as a family, there's property taxes that are being paid in our, in the States. So while we can't vote, we're always contributing. Yeah, I'm interested. I find it entertaining. I will say though, I mean this, whether it be Pat and the show, I am not some hardcore Trumper.
I do not think that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I love the meme that the guy who makes our memes did of me in the mugshot. I like that, and it plays really well in my group chat, and we laugh. But I'm not a hardcore Trumper at all. I
don't think that. I've never thought that. I do appreciate that you are sometimes open about your political thoughts and worldview because I feel like a lot of people don't like to put that out there in the ether. And I do appreciate that about you. I don't really do it that often. It's a joke on Twitter that I'm a huge lib, which I'm not denying or anything. But, I'm very much so enjoying this political season and everything that's happened over the past month. And I don't dislike my entire feed being political stuff. Has your Twitter feed turned into American political stuff recently?
I guess at the moment it's just guys making fun looking plays at training camp, a lot of politics. Yeah. I mean, I do I do lean right, and I wish that they had just a normal candidate,
Mitt Romney type.
See, that's like, yeah, that's my kind of jam more. I'm more of that. So I don't like a lot, but there's some things I don't like even more. As for stuff I'll tweet, yeah, it's just me being me. I don't care. I have no like interests in anything. No, sorry, that like sounds really stupid. Just like outside of like I got nothing to lose. Like I don't own, like I don't have, like I couldn't get fired from a job. I guess I could say something that, like, if I'm ever like getting to a line, like it wouldn't be like Mayo might send me a DM and be like, just chill on that. And Mayo, or I'll always listen to him because I trust his like internet instincts more than as much as he's a friend and his opinion matters. Like he's got a great like instinct for the internet itself. So I always trust it on that. But yeah, no, it's just like you can't fire me from a job, I guess, is what I was trying to say. Like in that respect, and I don't own any of these like fantasy golf sites where like you could take it out on something that I'm attached to in some way. So I'll say how I feel. I'll continue to say how I feel. I'm wrong. I'll admit to being wrong. I'm wrong a lot, be it golf bets or golf opinions and politics. I will say, like, like, I don't know, man, the guy, like, he's already lost all his momentum from being shot. Like, how do you burn that? That's like burning like a 10-stroke lead in like a minute. Like he went full. Yeah, I don't know how he could waste it. Like just like that, it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know if Kamala can win, to be completely honest, but I think obviously she has a way better chance than Biden. But like we actually have a race now.
Yeah, no, they got race. There's like they're turning her into Obama. She might be a really hard to beat. I always felt that whichever party changed course, the American people would reward because they were just desperate for someone else. But
well, I mean, I think you can Vic lap that take.
Yeah, but then it's like I don't know. But then, it's like I thought getting the bullet thing was like, oh my god, that's like a variable you never saw coming. At the same time, like I don't know, man. Like I'm not trying to like play out like a line that's they're using, but like I don't care. Like I love women. Like I got 2 daughters. If their first memory of a president is like that it's a woman president, I think that would be beautiful. Like my 5-year-old daughter doesn't know what the fuck the president means, but by the time she's 9, she will. And if that's a woman, like I have that doesn't bother me. I wish it wasn't like a San Francisco woman. Okay. That San Francisco bothers me more than woman. I'll be totally honest with you, Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, San Francisco bothers me way more. Way more, but I don't know.
Yeah, it will be an interesting couple months.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm with her. I'm white dudes for Kamala.
Yeah,
I have no problem admitting that. But yeah, I'm very much so excited. I shouldn't really, be excited about, I guess, the future of our country, and people make it this whole thing, like my mom. Like it's like, okay, it really doesn't matter that much, but politics. We're happy to talk.
I don't know. You go to the grocery store, it's like $11 for 2 bags of Doritos. How does that happen?
Doritos. It's Biden. It's literally Biden.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm like, I remember like 2 for $5, and that was like maybe I don't know. Just as a guy that's big in the snack aisle and likes his fast food,
prices are out of control.
They've been hit hard. Like their prices have gone crazier than any of them.
We gotta look into this.
Yeah, no, this is a fact. We
gotta get Trump on the case here.
Yeah, Trump. I don't know. I don't know. I love America. I mean it. I love America so
American
much.
Canadian. Genuinely no beef at all.
No, I love it. I love every time I'm in America. I love it so much. Except during the Ryder Cup, usually don't like America.
All right, great pod. Really enjoyed having you on. Covered a wide range of subjects. It was long overdue, so I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. Everyone, check out Jeff on Mayo Media Network and Odds Checker and everything like that. And we will talk soon, Jeff. So I hope you have a great week, and let's hit a winner.
All the best, B. I'll be applauding your frozen ropes in the gap. Okay, as the summer continues. Anytime. Always enjoy chatting with you. Keep it up. Keep it up.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you for the Wyndham.